Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Let me show y'all this, man. So this one, which one do I want? This one right here, Sherelle. Women are never satisfied, but you keep listening to them and expecting positive results. What you think about this one?
I think if you don't listen to them, you're not gonna get positive results either.
Why?
Because women need to be listened to, in my opinion.
Why?
Because they matter.
That yeah, I'm not excluding that.
So if I matter, why wouldn't you listen to me?
So here's how it works, right? Let me use a tangible example. We got this house. I had to renovate it. I didn't want to pay the mortgage before renting it out, so I needed to list it on Airbnb in about a month, right? So as an entrepreneur, there's things I can do to get money more quickly. Like, for instance, I could DJ 7 days a week in DC, wherever I want, 3 times in a day, you know, different parties. I could book weddings. There's things I was turning down, just being super busy, right? And so she didn't quite understand it because the kids, the set of twins was small, right? And so they crying, they shitting every 3 hours. Then you got the other set, right? But you wanted to buy this house that we have to renovate, not understanding what comes with it. I didn't want to have to buy no money to renovate the house. You see what I'm saying?
No,
So,
I understand that. And that's like not what her
I ain't done.
Is.
I ain't done. So she complained. She complaining. She mad. She doing all this stuff, right? I'm not listening to none of that shit because I know the goal. And we got the house renovated and we got the first Airbnb people in it and we made a decent amount of money like off it. She happy. Oh, great job. This and the third. I'm not listening to that shit. I got a goal to get to. I'm going to get there.
But you're the one with the business degree.
I'm not done. I liken it to this.
Stop with the pregnancy pauses. I don't know if you've done or not.
I liken it to this, right? You ever been waiting for a ride, right? You've been waiting for a ride forever. You mad as a motherfucker. I ain't never asking this nigga for a ride again. Right? You going off. Soon as that red Pinto pull up, you happy as a motherfucker. You cussing them out and everything. Soon as that Pinto pull up, yo, what's popping? Thank you. Right? You done forgot you was so mad. So I understand the light. I know that it's painful when you got to get there. But I'm not slowing down listening to that because I'm looking at the bigger picture. That's what I mean. When you got those superficial complaints that come and go, right? The fact that she never satisfied, listening to that don't get you different results. And instead, it stifles your goals. And once you hit the goals, everybody gonna be happy. They just can't see it yet. What you think?
I think that only works in scenarios where your wife doesn't know more than you. You don't think it'll ever be a situation where she knows more than you? And is this you don't listen to any woman ever, or you just don't listen to your wife?
What do you mean?
Like, if there's a woman that's more successful in the Airbnb business and she has tips for you to tell you, would you listen to her?
Of course, yeah. So, and this is what I mean, right? So I'll be like this. So depending on what the woman's insight is, right? I'll have the conversation 100%. And I will say, so for instance, I'm about to paint the house, right? I'm in a session where I'm painting the house, right? I've already knocked down the walls. I've taken the floor up, had to renovate the bathroom, dust everywhere, had to re-sand it. That stuff is whatever, right? Now I say, hey, based on what you see, what's the best color? What's the trend for the blinds and the curtains and all that, right? And she's like, okay, let's do gray.
You're better at decoration.
And so
I make sure to her.
Yeah. But I'm talking about, so yeah, you take every consult, right? If I'm not expert in something, I'm going to say, hey, come here and do this. Just like the contractor I had. Hey, bro, what you think about this? Come here and do this. But I'm in charge though, right? I'm paying him what type of outlets, what type of sockets. Here's the price point. Here's where we need to go. You have autonomy to do it. You see what I'm saying? but I'm delegating, right, and making people valuable and a resource within the confines that I create.
Okay,
You
so
can't
in what instance
go ahead.
do you just not listen to women? Only
Slow
when they don't
down.
know what they talk, but then when they don't know more than you.
No, slow down. Why you working so much? You need to be home. You got the kids. Not
Anything that'll
understand.
save your life.
Well, no, like this. These kids got a lot of life to live. They not gonna they don't remember right that I'm not here right now, but they all got to go to college. They all got to do this. They all want to go to swimming and gymnastics and piano, right? And oftentimes the women will look at what's happening right then and not seeing all of it. Right now, you got to be cognizant of what you're missing, right, and keep a tab on what you're missing. But don't let anybody redirect you because of how they feel when you know your goals are righteous. You see what I'm saying? I'm
Now,
not
I
doing
understand that.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. It's actually for everybody, you know. But when their feelings are so involved, the facts get kind of glossy, right? They get opaque. You can't see clearly, you know.
Yeah. You ever saw the Temptations?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the Temptations?
Yeah.
See, remember what Lamont said when he was like, "Why you always on the road?" And he was like, "It's my job." He's like, "It's your job to be my father." So like women and kids kind of see it like that.
Yeah.
But the men see it as, I'm a provider, I gotta go. You know, that's how y'all feel.
Yeah. And there's a window, right? And it's very difficult to explain the window of opportunity, you know, and how fast those windows of opportunity open and close, you know. And so I think that also when we're dealing with our women, they have to also understand the fact that you don't, let's say you do pay the majority of the bills, that needs to be put into the love, that how you show love. Like, it can't just be dismissed. Even though we show love differently, we have to be empathetic and understanding how the other party shows love. So when she come to me and she say, you always working, you always this, I know she means she miss me, but she complaining and venting at that point, right? And so discernment is key for us men. And so I have to discern that message, right? As long as it's not disrespectful, right? And at the right time, I'll make sure I acknowledge it. Hey, babe, right? Hey, beloved, I know I've been going. I know you've been on, in my ear, right?
Because you know you working too much.
Yeah, working like a motherfucker. And you say, but look at the house, though. It's ready. We got the Airbnb. Oh, good shit, by the way, and getting the Airbnb set up. Now let's go to Steak 48. Let's go to Roof. You know what I'm saying? But I have to keep a log because I'm in charge. And when it's time to do it, I do it. But you can't stop just when she asks you to. But always keep a log and a tab on what needs to be done in your house. You feel me? What you think?
Yeah, I agree.
It's unrealistic, y'all. It's unrealistic to just act. Well, that's the next one. But
but I think, like, I get what you're saying, because when you first hear, like, don't listen to a woman, it just means anything that she says, it won't never make sense. So if I'm coming to you and I'm like, look, this makes me feel small. I don't like when you call me out my name. I don't like how you try to be little. Like, you're supposed to listen to that shit, though, right?
Yeah, you insulting her? Maybe.
Yeah. So if let's say you have a drinking problem,
okay,
are you supposed to listen?
Yeah. If I
my grandma used to tell my dad that all the time. Like, my dad used to have a drinking problem, and he just I ain't listening to no woman. And then he went into a coma and almost died.
No, we're not saying being ignorant, right? Yeah. Ignorant means you don't
be willfully obtuse.
Yeah, don't be willfully obtuse, right? I think ignorance is okay, because ignorant just means you don't know. But willfully ignorant, willfully obtuse, right? That has no place.
You know, Omar said, if I'm choking and a woman tell me to drink some water, I'm not gonna drink.
And I think the hyperbole helps illustrate the point, right? It's just that there are examples that we use, right, from like Abrahamic text, let's say, right? That we saw that dealing with the woman who has an agenda, can be the death of you, right? But I think that you have to be considerate, right? You have to be considerate, right, when it's time to be considerate. But she won't see the forest through the trees like we do. So you have to make sure you apply things deliberately, right? And don't just shoot people, but get to your goals, and everybody will benefit.
And I think if we understood that about each other, then I think we could make it work. Like, if a woman understands you're always going to see trees, and they're always going to see a forest, then you'll fall in awe with this one tree, and a man is looking like, if I chop this tree down, I can build a cabin, and I can start a fire, and I can do this. Do you see what men have done with trees?
Yeah, facts. No, real shit.
Perfect.
Shit and like this that, one, right? Like this one. Like that. So there's men like my boy. He came on the podcast like forever ago. He's great. Like, he's hardworking man. You know, he works in the school system. And he said his wife don't pump no gas. So there was a time where he lost his job, right? I call him at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. He driving Uber, you know. His wife does good for herself. You know, she's in education also. He driving Uber. He looking for a job. You know, he's still trying to just keep it up. But every Sunday, he fill that truck up with gas. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of those things are glossed over. And we often don't take time to smell the roses when we're doing hard things. You know what I'm saying? Like, even little shit. Like, I get, like, for instance, if
your wife pump gas?
Yeah, there are times she does. Yeah, I just be forgetting. You know, to be honest, right? Or I'll be ripping and running. I'm coming from the gym. I jump in to come in here, right? Let's say I drive the truck because I drop the kids off. Then I might zoom in the house and then she'll stop, right? You know, essentially. But I need to do better at the thing if I think that's important, right? If I think that's her safety, then she will. Now, she knows she don't pump it at night, so that's a different ballgame, right? But, you know, there's just a lot of that's going on that we take for granted. You know,
definitely
that we take for granted.
Definitely,
you know?
And it's it like the ungratefulness can turn into entitlement, right?
Yeah.
Everything that somebody's doing for you that they absolutely positively don't have to do. And I think that's what you need to understand. Like, nobody has to do shit for you. And you start to feel like that's an entitlement or that's a given, and now you don't even appreciate it. You know, and that could be taxing on a person because it makes people want to be like, I ain't doing shit for you, my ungrateful ass.
Yeah, no, real shit, you know. And I've definitely had those things, right? Where you know, my kids go to daycare now, right? And they've been, you know, so, but there's been times where I'm like, hold on. But you don't have to do none of this XYZ, you know. But I actually hate when people do that to me too. So if I bring you an issue, right, bro? And then you say, well, what about me? I fucking hate, you should have came to me first, but I came to you. That means we addressing my problems. They're not mutually exclusive, you know? So if you come to me an issue and I'm willing to feel that issue in that instance, so if I'm willing to entertain the conversation, then I need to have the conversation. You know, but we get so caught up in, I just did this for you, right? But I ain't come to you with a problem. You came to me. That's the conversation that we need to have. You know? So, yeah, man. But that's what it means, right? If we think our women are in a chaotic baseline and they're never satisfied, you gotta know how to discern that shit. And if you got goals, get to them. And then tell her why it was important, and then take her to Chili's or wherever the fuck y'all like. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.